Hey everyone, this is Hilltop Knowledge again. This video I just want to get into some interesting things I've been seeing on the web. I came across this person who's really anti-NoFap, right? Anti-Fap, I mean, meaning he and she are for NoFap. And then they connected fapping to pedophilia and all these different things. So one of the misconceptions that you find is that pedophilia is really a fetish. People think that pedophilia is just a fetish. And not only they think it's just a fetish, is that when you get enough fetishes, you'll fall into the rabbit hole of pedophilia. So that's an issue. You know, it's not that you've sunken so low that you've adopted, something like that. It's just something, it's something a lot deeper. And it goes very deep. And the goal shouldn't be to run away from those feelings. There's always this assumption by many people that if you entertain such thoughts or entertain that you may have a feeling like that, either there's something wrong with you, you're a bad person. And the fact that society is becoming more accepting of it, there's something wrong with society. No, it's if anything, it's the opposite. But sometimes you have people that are not necessarily so exemplary. They gave an example of someone who eats all day and he's fat and he makes pedophilia jokes apparently. And yeah, he's not a good example. But they're using that as the example for why pedophilia is a good example for something that comes about in people when they're unhealthy. If you entertain, you could fall down a fetish rabbit hole. And then pedophilia is one of those things that comes to your mind of like, I want to do every pleasurable thing, including that. It could happen that way, but it's not that fundamentally there's a wiring that's just present, that's encouraging people to be a certain way, and that's something that has to be legitimately and sensitively addressed, and it can barely be sensitively addressed because when it is, then it gets negative attention. So I just felt like bringing this up because it was so ignorant, and there's such hostility and like a self-assurance in their voice. They have all these it's like a mini cult of like, NoFap and NoFap and anti-porn, anti-porn, anti-pedophilia, anti-pedophilia, anti this, anti that. It's like it becomes this whole tirade, this whole shebang of anti, and I don't think that's what your goal is when you're trying to develop yourself. So that's another thing. I don't believe in NoFap for that reason. I don't believe that you should force NoFap. And one of the reasons you shouldn't is because you start developing belief systems. You lose the sensitivity in your heart because you start thinking in extremes of right and wrong. What should I do or what shouldn't I do? Yes, there's certain benefits to self-control, and that could be appreciated and worked on, but with moderation. Go a few days on NoFap, and then, if you need to, go ahead. But don't create this black and white, this right and wrong type of personality and start trying to infringe or impose that onto others. That's my reaction to hearing that.